Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shakia and welcome if you're new. In this video, we're going to be talking about my journey to getting my own apartment, my moving out journey, and how that was from searching to signing the lease and getting the keys. So if you want to stick around and get cozy with me next to the fireplace and just tell you about my story, then keep watching. Alright guys, so let's start with me wanting to actually move out. So I had been wanting to move out into my own space for maybe a couple months before I actually seriously got to the point of taking the steps to moving out. It was just something that I wanted for myself. I just knew that was the next step. I lived with family obviously all my life and on and off with siblings, sharing a room with them as they came and gone. And so, I just wanted to be able to have that opportunity to have my own space. I feel like moving out actually gave me the opportunity to even be able to make this channel and make these videos for you guys. So it was just something that I just really wanted to do because I felt like there was just bigger and better things to explore and do and experience when it comes to just the idea of living on your own. So once I was already making the decision of wanting to move out and I just already felt that urge to want to get to that point, I basically just started saving up money. I mean, honestly, that's one of the most important things is to save. So once I got the job that I currently have in October, and it was paying like a fair amount and I was still working at home or living at home. So I used that money basically and put in my savings account. The amount of money I would have been paying for rent is the amount of money that I put in my savings account every month. So I was saving up, I was ready. So October, November, December, and then some in January as well. I pretty much saved, it was like $1,000 a month that I saved because, that's in the range of the amount that you would pay for rent. So that's how much that I put in my savings account instead to prepare for moving out. So that money would have basically been used for the security deposit, because that's the amount of money that you also have to pay down before you can get your keys, and the first month's rent. So those are the two main things that you pay when you first get into your apartment or first get the keys. And the security deposit is basically just in case there's any damages done to the apartment while you're living there. They can use that money to fix anything if you decide to move out. And then the first month's rent, obviously you got to pay that too, but usually the security deposit and the first month's rent are either the same amount pretty much, so you're paying double the amount than you would for just the regular base rent to get the keys, at least initially, to get into your place. The money is also going to be used to get your furniture. So not only do you got to save for what I just mentioned, but you also have to save a little money for furniture as well. So that's why you just got to save now. So once you move in, you're able to get your furniture and have everything set up. So at this point, while I was saving up my money, I was getting excited. I had the urge to save up the money. So stemming from that, I just really got very invested into the whole process of moving out. I started getting excited. Once I started putting that money in my savings account, I went on YouTube and I started searching a bunch of videos about moving out, how to move out on your own, what to expect, how to save up money to move out, things that you may have to pay for that are unexpected, all types of videos. All the videos that dealt with moving out on your own, budgeting, furnishing your apartment, grocery shopping, how to live inexpensively, all those things I was searching on YouTube. So yeah, that was just my excitement. So it was a lot of that. And then there was a lot of just searching and scrolling online for different apartments. I went on apartments.com, I went on Trulia, I went on rent.com, all the websites, and I was just strolling through all the little apartments, just envisioning myself being in one of these. So I would go to the website and then I would filter out the price that was in my price range and just see what apartments were in my area. So I just did a lot of window shopping and seeing what my budget can afford me and what area I would have to live in order to, you know, have a space of my own. So the town that I had originally lived in is, you know, kind of expensive, so there was really no way I was going to be able to afford a place of my own in my hometown, because it's expensive. So I had to go out a little further. So I'm about like 35 minutes away from my actual hometown, but that's where the apartments that were in my budget were. So yeah, just strolling through, seeing what was there, seeing what I can get, what I can afford, just envisioning how I can set it up. And yeah, I was all in it, on top of watching all the YouTube videos. Yeah. So I would say about 2 months of just window shopping and watching a bunch of YouTube videos back to back, I started getting more and more like anxious and excited and wanting and eager. So that's when I was like, you know what, let me just start reaching out to some apartment complexes just to see, you know, what information I can get, what information I'm gonna need, which is also why I made that video what you need to know when moving out into your first apartment or into an apartment in general. So that's the information that I was basically trying to look for. So I started just reaching out so I can get more information about the application process, one, and what other things that I need to know about moving into these apartments. So once I sent out all the info requests, I actually started to get some people replying back to my emails, and you know, they were like, yes, this apartment is available, is this much a month, is this and that, or whatever, you know, information they can give me. If you'd like to get a tour, let me know when you're available. So they were already, as soon as I reached out for a little bit of information to see if these apartments were available, they were like, yes, come on down, take a tour, because the faster they can fill that apartment, you know, the sooner they can get their money, right? So I was like, oh, okay. So I replied and I was like, oh yeah, well, I'm available this day. I was like, you know, why not? I'm already so eager. Let's just go and take it a step further. Instead of just strolling on apartments.com, let's actually go and take some tours of these apartments just to get me even more excited for this process. So that's what I did. So I went and I viewed about 3 apartments during this time. All 3 were studio apartments because, of course, that was in my price range. So I just searched for those studio apartments, and it was just very exciting to be able to go in. I mean, the one studio that I did look at, it was like smaller than this one, I would say. Maybe the living area is the same, but I also have like a separate kitchen that's pretty spacious. But the one that I looked at prior to, it was pretty small. So I remember walking in and I took 2 feet in and I looked around and I was like, all right, thanks for the tour. Like literally it was that small, but I was still excited about it because I was like, I can make this little small space mine. I mean, I live in a room. I just have one room basically in my living situation prior, and I was sharing a room. So I'll take anything. Like even if it's the size of a room already, it's still all mine. So that was what was most important. But literally the tour wasn't much. It was just walk in 2 feet, you looked around, you pretty much saw everything. So once I took a look at the apartment and I was there with the leasing agent as I was viewing the apartment, there's actually one apartment complex that it was like a self-guided tour where you did not need like the leasing agent or anybody there with you. You basically download the app on your phone and then it gives you a code where you can open the lock to the actual apartment, and then you can just go and view it yourself. There was a camera there in the apartment that I noticed that it was used for viewing, but yeah, that was an interesting experience. So those are out there. But yeah, I was viewing this particular apartment, and you see the footage that I took in my recent videos on a little sneak peek. They were still putting it together and everything, so it wasn't completely ready to really see its entirety and what it's gonna be when I had first got it. But I did like the layout. So I was like, okay, we'll see how the finishes come together. And the leasing agent I worked with was really good. He kept sending me updates and pictures on the progress and the paint job and everything as it was going along. It pretty much only took 2 weeks. I had about 2 weeks left before my lease would have been starting. So right before I was about to move in, he sent me a picture. This is the finished product, and everything looked good. Everything was clean and finished and polished. And so I was like, all right. And they made their deadline for me to be able to move in. So once I decided that I liked the apartment that I was looking at, the one that I'm currently in now, that's when I was like, you know what, I do like the apartment. I would like to put in an offer. So I was right there with the leasing agent during the tour, and he was like, sure, just send me a text and I'll email you the link so you can do the background check and everything like that. So as soon as I got home, he sent me the link. I went in, I did the background check. I paid about, I want to say $25 for the application fee. Just put in some information about my workplace, where I work, how long I worked there, how much I make, and if I had any previous tenant experience of living on my own, which I did not. So I put no, I just live with family. I don't have any previous tenant experience. And then you fill out your socials so they can do a credit check. And then after that, he had me send over 3 recent pay stubs, my social security, and ID. So that's all I had to send for the application. So once I sent that, literally I went straight to Walmart and I started purchasing all these different items for my apartment that I didn't even get approved for yet. That's how excited I was. I woke up at like 6 in the morning, dropped my dad off to work, and I went straight to Walmart because it was right down the street, and I got my little cart and I was just going through all the aisles, all the apartment aisles, all the decor aisles, and I was just like, oh, I was just so excited. I did not even get approved yet, but I didn't care. I was moving into something somewhere sometime soon. So I went in, I got my pots and pans, I got my kitchen utensils, I got whatever I can get inexpensively because, it was at Walmart, so it didn't really cost much. But yeah, I was already shopping for my apartment. I was so ready, y'all. So it only took about 3 days to actually get approved for the apartment. So he sent me a text message saying, I have good news for you. Congratulations, you got approved for the apartment. And when I saw that message, I wish I would have been able to film my reaction at the time, but I was just like, my cheeks were hurting. Like, I'm thinking about it right now. My cheeks are already like hurting, but I was just so smiles, and I just like told my dad and my sister. I was like, oh my God, I got approved for the apartment. I was just so excited. I already had my spoons and my forks and my plates in the trunk of my car. So I was so excited when I got approved. So I got approved about a month before I was moving out, even though I said 2 weeks for the apartment to be ready. I had an original apartment that I was supposed to be getting, but then something happened with that. And then they gave me this apartment, which ended up being a pretty good deal, maybe even better than the last one. And that was 2 weeks before moving in. So that's kind of how that plays out, just to clarify. But yeah, at that time, it was just a waiting game until it was time for me to actually get the keys and move in. So I just used that time. That's where I picked up the second part-time job at a convenience store. So I used that money to basically put into my savings account. So I had for the deposit and everything like that. And all of the money that I got from my second part-time job pretty much went to getting my furniture. And if you want to check out the video on how I was able to furnish my apartment in under $1,200. So the amount of money that I got from that part-time job went to my furnishing. So that really helped out a lot. Yeah, guys, so that pretty much led me to here. I signed the lease. I gave them the initial check I gave them for the security deposit, like right when I got approved. And then right when I was about to move in, pretty much the day before, that's when I went to sign the lease, and that's when I gave them the check for that first month's rent. So, and then I got the keys and I came straight over here. The leasing office is not too far. Opened the keys to the door, to the front door, went up the elevator to my floor, opened the door, and I was like, oh my gosh, we are here. Completely emptied apartment, and I was just ready. I actually started moving everything in that night. It was actually the night before my lease actually started. I came in here, I moved in all my stuff, I cleaned everything up, and I also have a video of that on my channel, and here we are today. So yeah, guys, it's been about a month and a half since I moved in, and it has been good. It has been chill. I have been enjoying it. I don't have many complaints, honestly. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me and chatting with me and hearing my journey of moving out. If you guys were like me and you were just on YouTube watching all these apartment videos because you're in that space where you are just ready to make that step, then I hope this was like entertaining for you or helpful for you in any way, gave you some insight on what to expect when you're going to be moving out. All right. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this chill, you know, sit by the fireplace little chat with me, there'll be more of these. So if you like to subscribe, definitely subscribe down below. Give this video a like and give a comment. Comment down below when you decide to move out and how you're going about it, what your preparation is, what you're excited about when it comes to moving into your own place. Leave those comments down below. I'd love to see that. But anyways, guys, that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.